Okay, and I'm back. Yeah, well, yeah, I started that a bit too quick. Yeah, I'm back, and I'm in the church here at Montfaucon, and this will get me to the new location. And I think I need to go and talk to Lobineau again.
A priest stood by the pews, energetically polishing something. Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know. It is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
Okay, thanks. The priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church.
Okay, I'm just going to save it.
A knight, there in the company of his fellows. A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. The Templars were demonstrating a pretty good grasp of physics. If the dissolution hadn't happened, we'd have had cold fusion power last century. On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack. The priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church. Hey!
Is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner. That winged horse is quite distinctive.
Boy, what a shine you got on this!
Merci. It is all in the wrist action.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay, so let's go and have a look at this, sorry.
Now that my attention had been drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it, but the coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the de Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos. My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb. Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something.
Okay, so there are biblical references hidden in this text. Let's see if I can find it. Ah. I've forgotten.
Corinthians 14:5. Not much to go on, but it must have meant something. If I examined the tomb more closely, there might be other clues to find. Psalms 22:21. John 4:11.
And the last one, sorry, throat cocked up a bit there, is here. Like that.
Psalms 32:7. The numbers referred to a chapter and a verse in the Bible. There were no more references to find, but a series of Roman numerals ran around the plaque. I made a note in case they meant something. Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more, Psalms 22:21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The Challis had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me. After all, the Montfaucon arms were already on the manuscript. Nope, I was still convinced that the Challis had some significance all of its own. Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
Oh, so you can't talk to him about it. Oh well.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I don't believe you'll be coming back here. Well, I think I know you won't be coming back here. So let's leave and go back to Nico and see if we can tell her what we found out. As I said in one of the previous videos, I don't want to end the video at like 6 minutes, 8 minutes, because it seems a bit pointless, a bit short. So, no, that's not Nico's, that's the Museum Croon. We want to go to Rougerie, there we go.
Hello, Georges.
Look at the Challis now, Nico.
What happened? It's shiny.
The priest at Montfaucon buffed it up for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, looks as good as new.
No, you found a use for a priest. That's incredible.
That's quite a funny thing to say, actually.
I'd better get back to the quest.
So she had nothing to say, so let's go to the Museum Croon very quickly and let's save the game. Now, I don't think you can go back to Spain just at this point, but I don't know. I know you're meant to go to something else here in Paris. Let's check. No, you can't go there yet. You can very soon after this next bit. But let's go to the Museum Croon and see if we can find out if Andre can tell us anything more. He should. If he doesn't, then I'm stuck.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
No.
Here we go.
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris.
Where?
At the Institut Hermétique de Nerval. The statue is beneath the foundations. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now. A bearded head. The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
Pardon me, he says it in a real, like, you know, what's the word? A voice that's, you know, full of drama, and he just goes, that's right. Really just casual, like, yeah, no big deal.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
They found blood.
You're welcome.
So let's go to this new place, shall we? Now, I'm going to get through this next bit and do it as part of this. And this is turned into a very long session, so, you know, as it's taken me a good hour and a half to do this, well, yes, it's a whole session, but I think, well, yeah, I'm just going to carry it on as one big session, as I'm actually getting into it at the minute. So the new site is here. Let's go and have a look.
There was a dumpster full of debris. From the excavation, I guessed.
Hey, you! Get away from my dumpster.
Okay. Oh, darn. I'd left my grappling hook at home. No way could I get up there. The painter didn't seem to regard the painting as too important. Not as important as a cigarette break, anyway. The painter had a pot of gunmetal gray primer hanging from the barrier.
Hey, monsieur! Get away from my paint pot!
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Pah. Hey, monsieur!
Okay.
I should...
Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions. What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, it's a communion chalice. I know, you know, I used to be an altar boy.
You?
Yes, me. What's so funny about that?
Nothing. I was pretty sure the shaken shock had shot its bolt in Syria. I have some plaster of Paris.
Amazing.
Have you seen this man before?
Yes, he asked me a lot of questions, just like you.
You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
I've got a sewer key.
I used to work in the sewer.
Oh? What happened?
I had a cigarette break in a pocket of methane. A manhole cover landed on the other side of the Seine and I was sacked.
Has a guy calling himself Merlin been nosing around?
Was he wearing a t-shirt with "My name is Merlin" on it?
I doubt it.
Then how the hell am I supposed to know his name just by looking at him? Huh?
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean when you finish your break.
When I finish my break? An interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too?
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris, and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little pot of paint. It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but
You couldn't be bothered to join.
Right. Tell you what, though, I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
What's unusual about the visitors to the excavation?
None of them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
Who cares as long as they pay me? A greasy tissue. Don't get it too close to my cigarette, monsieur, or there'll be a conflagration.
Okay, right.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I'll be right back because I've reached nearly 15 minutes, and in this part, in this bit of the game, there's going to be a few bits that's going to be quite funny. Well, I'm going to play around with this guy, and I'll show you that in the next video. So this is now taking up the seconds I need, but I'm going to come back in just a second. So bear with me, and I'll be right back.